Working harder is not the answer to you having your income breakthrough. So if you're experiencing a dip in your income, if you are not creating the money that you want month after month, you just can't seem to get to that next level, or you are creating great money, but at the end of the month, you're always still broke. I want to share with you how working harder is not the answer to your income breakthrough. Working harder, look, there are millions of people out there that work their asses off day in, day out. They graft, they're working really hard. And are they all rich? No. I would say, I don't know the statistic, but a big percentage of the people out there are grafters, the labourers, they're working on construction sites, they're working day in, day out, they're working really hard. If working hard was the actual answer to bigger incomes, they would be rich. That is not the case. First of all, you need to know your money is a mirror, a direct reflection of what is going on inside. There is no ifs, buts, or maybes about this. Is strategy important? Yes, but the specific strategy is a lot less important. All strategies can work. Your consciousness is creating your reality always, always, always. If you are not creating the money that you want, there's something going on internally. Can that internal consciousness reflect in something that you are doing on the outside? Yes, of course. If you are listening to this right now, you're not creating the money that you want, your money's dipping, you're finding yourself on a plateau, like things have stalled, even though you are taking the action, you're doing all the things, there is something within your consciousness that needs to shift. So I'm going to talk today about beliefs, but beliefs isn't the whole picture. And this is why a lot of people, they say, well, I'm working on my beliefs, but actually nothing changes because your consciousness is made up of your beliefs, your expectations, your perception, like how you see the world, how you see that specific thing, how you see yourself. So your perception of yourself as well. It's about your identity, your self-concept, how you see yourself in relation to the world. And it's also about your subconscious associations. So just looking at the beliefs isn't the full picture. You need to look at your full level of consciousness. This is why I created Your Money Mirror, because I could see wonderful, amazing, powerful, successful women out there just stalling and not being able to get over into that next level of income. And it's always to do with their consciousness. And these are blind spots. Blind spots are called blind spots for a reason, because you can't see them. Sometimes you need someone to come in and to actually be able to spot what's going on in your inner world that you can't see. And that is what that does. Many of the women that I work with, they're actually being called to a deeper, more emotionally rich, free, peaceful, joyful life. And so the business that they were building maybe in their 20s or their 30s, or the career that they was building back then, when they start getting into their 40s, your body's changing, things are happening, your kids might grow up and believe in the nest, your relationship might break down as, you know, you're growing in separate ways. A lot of life changes happen in your 40s and your 50s. I mean, in all times as well. And so actually you get to a point where your body's changing, your world's changing, and your desires start to change. So you are being called to more freedom. And that doesn't mean that you're working your arse off all of the time to create the money that you want. But you keep doing that because you believe that you've got to work harder to create the money that you want. And that is the key. If you are working your arse off and you're still not creating the life that you want, or you're creating the life you want, but you are working your arse off and you don't want to do that anymore, there is a belief there. And there could be a belief such as, I have to work hard to be successful. I have to keep things going. I have to keep taking action if I want to keep up this lifestyle. So a lot of women that I work with, they want to slow down. That doesn't mean they want to slow down in their ambition, but they want to slow down. They want to enjoy life a little bit more. But they have this underlying belief that they've got to keep going. Otherwise, it's all going to come crumbling down. And so when you actually start to slow down and start to do more things for you, your income slows down too, because it's tied in. You can never create the money that you want, having the freedom and the peace and the time to do other things, whilst your belief is in direct conflict with that desire. And that is what you need to really start to look at. What are your beliefs? What are your expectations? Do you believe that if you slow down, it's all going to come crumbling down? That comes down to you expecting that to happen. And often expectations, they're subconscious. You don't even know you're expecting them. And it's about you really starting to look at what it is that you truly want. This is not spoken enough about enough. Women, we get to a certain age and our desires change, our priorities change, but we still keep chasing what we was chasing 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And it's not the same. And you start to feel unfulfilled. You start to feel just less joyful, like you lose your spark because you haven't sat down and thought, actually, what do I really want right now? What is it that would light me up? It changes. And if you don't start to really sit down with that, then you can't create the life that you want unless you know what it is that you want. It's so important and something people don't do enough. So this is your sign to actually sit down. What is it that you actually want? What brings you joy? Where are things shifting for you? Get a clearer picture of what it is that you actually want. From there, you can start to create the consciousness, shift into the identity, the beliefs, the expectations, and what's going on in your subconscious to actually create that life that you want. Now, hard work does get you places. So it's not like hard work won't create a lot of money or success. It 100% can. If you believe that's the key to it and you're working your ass off and you're actually doing it, then you can create a lot of money. But it comes to a point where, is that sustainable to keep doing things and doing more and have to add more on because you feel that to get the bigger income, you have to do more? Is that sustainable? Is that creating the life that you want? No, it isn't. It's just creating a life that's, you've got more money in, but you don't have richness and wealth. Wealth is, and richness and abundance. It's about being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. It's not about how much money you got in the bank. And I know from experience that watching every sale, watching like a hawk, everything that's going on in your business, hypervigilance, anxiety, always feeling not enough and that you have to do more. That's not a nice feeling. That's something that I personally had to really work through many times. And now I'm in a position where I am so happy, I'm so content, I'm so peaceful, and I feel good. I feel abundant, I feel successful regardless of what my bank balance says, regardless of what the sales are saying. And so then you just become a much more happier person rather than constantly having that anxiety that if the appearances are not changing, that you're doing something wrong, you're going backwards, you're not going to have what you want. You are wired to be a worker bee. You have been conditioned since you was 4 years old, going to nursery, 5 years old to school, to be a worker bee. They want you to sit down, work hard, get the results. Then when you get the results, you can get a job and you can work really hard. And if you're lucky, you can go on 1, maybe 2 holidays a year and you can buy a house and you can earn money for 30 years. Like, we are conditioned as a society to be worker bees. We're not conditioned to be creative, to rely on our inner power to, as a creator, to create. And it's really important to have a look at that. What is your conditioning around how hard you need to work to have success? Start to look at that. What have you been told? What are you believing? What do you actually truly believe? And when you start to pick that out, you can start to see why you've created the reality. Because honestly, the one thing you can do right now that will show you exactly what is in your consciousness is to look at what you've created. What are you creating right now? What are you seeing? And not just what you can actually see, what you're feeling, what are you doing? How is your life? How do you operate? How do you wake up in the morning? How do you go to bed? Do you have anxiety? Do you feel free? Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel abundant? What are your relationships like? What are you putting on the sideburn or the backburn? Backburn? What are you putting on the backburn so that you can build your business and make more money? Are you putting adventure? Are you putting love onto the side so that you can actually, right, let me create the money first. Let me work really hard, create the money, and then I can do what I love. Where are you doing all these things? When you start to examine what you are actually creating on a deeper level, you can see exactly the consciousness, the beliefs, expectations, identity and self-concept, perceptions and subconscious associations that are creating that, and then you get to change it. You are so powerful. You get to change your reality, and not even just change your reality, you get to move into a whole new lifeline. That is a video for another time. I just want to touch on subconscious association. So this is so powerful, and it's something that lots of people don't look at. If your subconscious mind has an association to more money that is negative, unwanted, you will keep at arm's length the money. So say, for example, if your subconscious mind believes and has experienced, this comes through experience, it comes through observation, it can come through trauma, it can come through extended experiences or something that happened like this. If your subconscious associates more money with loss, for example, then what is your subconscious mind going to do? it's going to keep creating situations. So you lose money, lose opportunities, lose energy, lose time. So you say you want more money and your subconscious mind associates that with loss. You don't want to feel lost. That hurts. That felt painful. Loss, maybe rejection, disappointment, abandonment. You don't want to feel those feelings. So your subconscious will create the situations where you keep losing. And it's not just money. It can work in really subtle ways. This is one of the most important things I do and pick up on when I'm doing your money mirror audits with people. You really get to see what they're saying they want and what their subconscious mind wants is in conflict. And when you can shift that, because there's a few little powerful ways that you can shift that really fast. I also show you exactly how to do that. So hit the link, come and join me for an audit and actually find out what is going on in your consciousness and how to shift it so you can change your financial reality. You, my love, are powerful. You are all-knowing, you are wise, you are powerful, you are infinite, you are immortal. You have the power, the ability to create anything that you want. But right now, you are blocking yourself from creating not just the money, but the life experience you want to have. And after watching this, you can carry on working your arse off. I would not suggest you suddenly go, oh, I'm not going to work anymore, I'll stop. Because if you have the beliefs that you have to work hard to create the money that you want, the success that you want, then that is what you will create. So if you just stop, your income's going to go down even more. But start to unravel the consciousness. And as you do that, you will be able to change your behaviors as you change the identity. And when you keep doing that, your life will change.